Hello. Welcome to your second question. As promised, it's a word problem. Now, let's read through it, and remember what I said in the first video. I said mathematics requires life to be perfect in order to model it. Let's just talk about that once we read through the question. So, a cable that supports a suspension bridge is parabolic. The horizontal distance between the endpoints is 140 meters. The midpoint of the cable is 14 meters below each endpoint. What's the equation? Alright, so whenever we get to a word problem, what I like to do first is try to draw a picture that mimics what's going on. So we know that this bridge, this cable, is parabolic in shape. So here's the ground. It goes like this. Do, 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 do. So this, from here to here, is 140 meters. Okay, and from the midpoint to here, or from here to here, is 14 meters. 14 meters. What we can do is we can assume, this is the assumptions that we're making, that this is going to be our x, this is going to be our y, so then this would be 0, this would be 140, and this would be 14 right here. Okay, so this is looking a little bit familiar. It looks like there's something here that we can actually work with. So, do you think that cables that are used to support bridges are ever truly parabolic? No, we're assuming that it is parabolic, but in actuality, even though it mimics maybe a parabola, chances are it's not going to be a perfect parabola. So whenever we use word problems, whenever we use math to mimic word problems, especially at the high school stage, it's a little bit what we would call contrived. It's a little bit, let's make this imperfect shape into something perfect so we can use math to do it, to use it. I'm not saying that it's not a worthy venture. It totally is, because if you take mathematics in university, you're going to be modeling all sorts of things, especially if you use computer science in there too. You're going to be modeling all sorts of real world scenarios. So these are the building blocks to get there. Are we ever going to be able to find that perfect parabolic bridge cable? No, but it's getting you to the point where you can actually, in university and in other real life situations that use math, begin to think about the world mathematically. So that's my little rant. Okay, on with the question. So using this as our guide, we know first things first. Let's start off with the standard. Okay, the standard form of the equation, which is y equals a x minus p squared plus q. So what's the equation? We want it to be helping us out here. Now this is going to give us the vertex. Guess what the vertex is? What's this point right here? Halfway between 0 and 140 on the x, so 70, comma, what's on the y? 0. Awesome. So this right here is the coordinate of our vertex. We can use that to plug into our equation. So we know that y equals, we still don't know what a is, but we can figure that out, x minus 70 squared plus, well, plus nothing, because q is 0. Just because, just like our vertex, the y coordinate of the vertex is 0. Okay, so q equals 0. Now, we've done this sort of question before. What we need to do is solve for the a, but we need to use a point. The easiest point here, folks, is to go here, 0, 14. Because remember, it's 14 meters above. The endpoint is 14 meters above the vertex. Okay, so 0, 14. We know that our x is 0 and our y is 14. So we say 14 equals a, instead of x, and we're going to write 0 minus 70 squared. Oh, not 70 squared. 0 minus 70 squared. We know that 0 minus 70 is negative 70 squared. really we should be able to do this in our head, right? Because we know 7 times 7 is 49, and then 10 squared is 100. So 100 times 49 is 4,900 or 4,900. Yeah, you can use your calculator for that if you want. 4,900A. Divide both sides, you get 14 over 4,900 equals A. Okay, just letting you know, whenever you see something like that, see if 14 goes into 4,900. And guess what? It does. 14 goes into itself once. 14 goes into 4,900 350 times. So we know that A equals 1 over 350. So since now we know what A is, we can plunk it back into this version of the equation because we have our P's and Q's solved for. We just need to solve for the A. So then your final answer is going to be Y equals 1 over 350 times X minus 70